I'm proud to be Egyptian.
I am officially addicted to these now.
Senegal.
Yes.
Number one Egypt. You're together.
Before you pack your bags for Egypt, there's one thing you need to know. This country is so much more than the Pyramids of Giza, King Tut, and engineering marvels. Whether it's cruising down the Nile past the temples built for kings and queens, wandering through the streets of Cairo with the scent of spices and incense in the air, or watching the sunset from your riverboat, Egypt has layers waiting to be uncovered. But what do you really need to know before you go? I just returned from my second trip to Egypt and I'm breaking it all down. Visas and currency, transportation, culture, safety, what to wear, dealing with aggressive salesmen, when to visit, the time zone, accessibility, and more.
Either side until you get down the first landing.
Welcome to Egypt. Hello, my name is Aisha. I travel the world with cerebral palsy, sharing the real side of expat life, honest travel tips, and my journey towards multiple citizenships. At 46, I left my career as a utility director and moved to Panama. 31 countries and counting, I'm proving life abroad has no limits. Egypt, officially the Arab Republic of Egypt, sits at the crossroads of Africa and the Middle East, with its famous Nile River that spans 11 countries in East Africa. Home to over 110 million people, it blends ancient wonders with fast-moving modern life. Cairo, its capital, might just have New York City beat when it comes to the city that never sleeps. Arabic is the main language here, and while Egypt is predominantly Muslim, you'll find other religions practiced here as well, but more on religions later on. Let's start with timing because it's important. Pay attention to when Ramadan takes place. It's in the 9th month of the Islamic lunar calendar and the holiest month for Muslims around the world. Depending on the experience you want and the type of traveler you are, you'll either love visiting during this time to experience a different side of the culture and the warmth of the people, or you might just find it a little inconvenient if some places have limited hours. I've visited Egypt twice in August, and each time I've said never again. The summer heat in Egypt is no joke. I was tired, hot, and had to take several breaks. I drank plenty of water and had a neck fan on full blast, blowing hot air into my face and neck, which I was ever so grateful for. The best time to visit Egypt depends on where you're going. The farther south you go, like in Aswan, the hotter it gets. Did I mention hotter? Their summer, May to September, especially in Luxor and Aswan, it can get extremely hot, with daytime highs often reaching 40 degrees Celsius or 104 degrees Fahrenheit or more. They really need to put an emphasis on more. I swear it was 120 degrees in the shade.
So I had to tap out. It is hot. I'm tired. I'm sitting down in someone's empty stall. And the Sphinx is over there. And I just didn't have it in me.
Some say the best time to visit is during the cooler months, from October to April. During this period, the weather is pleasantly warm, making it ideal for exploring Cairo, Luxor, Aswan, and the desert. Cairo's main airport, Cairo International Airport, CAI, is located about 9 miles or 15 kilometers northeast of central Cairo. At the time of this recording, many travelers, including those from the United States, Canada, and most of Europe, can obtain a visa on arrival or can apply for an e-visa in advance. The tourist visa is typically single entry and valid for 30 days, but always check and verify the current entry requirements before booking your flight. Your passport should be valid at least 6 months beyond your entry date, and you should have at least 2 blank pages for entry and exit stamps. On the flight, you'll be given a declaration form to fill out. It's basic information like your name, passport details, accommodations, and purpose of your travel. So bring a pen with you to fill this out. They drive on the right-hand side of the road in Egypt, but I have to warn you, driving here is not for the faint of heart. Like in Panama, it had me gasping every now and then. Lanes are suggestions and it feels like a sport. Our tour guide, Ayman, hired private drivers for us the entire trip, so I knew I was in good hands. I've been told Uber works in Cairo, but I didn't use it myself. Always confirm your taxi price before heading to your destination. About 90% of the country is Muslim and around 10% of the population is Christian. You'll hear the call to prayer echoing from the mosques, you'll see women wearing headscarves, and notice that both men and women dress modestly. Egyptians are a proud people with an awe-inspiring history.
I'm proud to be Egyptian. Also, I'm Egyptian and Nubian at the same time. So my father is Nubian, my mom is Egyptian. So both civilizations, they were great and they were neighbor. They were the best for medicine, the best for architecture, astronomy, everything. They were great builders. When you see in Cairo or Giza, amazing. When you go to Upper Egypt, another amazing. It's different. Anywhere you visit, you can find something different.
They can be incredibly warm and inviting. We were even welcomed into 3 different homes during our trip. However, there are 2 aspects of the culture I want you to be aware of. 1, the persistence of salesmen, which you really have to mentally prepare for, and respecting that it's a Muslim country. Now, because it's a Muslim country, does that mean you have to dress modestly as a tourist? That's your decision, but I have the mindset that we should be respectful since we're guests in this country. So give some thought to what you're wearing, especially when visiting sacred temples, monuments, or mosques. Loose-fitting clothing, breathable fabrics, longer sleeves, looser-fitting pants and dresses are great examples of respectful attire. I'd also bring a headscarf just in case you visit a mosque. Okay, so let's talk about the pushy salesman. This is something you're going to encounter, and many are relentless. You can say no several times and the same person will try again. Others may attach their boats to part of your cruise down the Nile and try to sell you something. Many tourist sites require you to enter or exit through gift shops, so learning how to say thank you in Arabic, shukran, or no thank you, la shukran, can help. It really goes a long way. I actually turned it into a bit of a game. I wore a Senegalese bracelet where my dad is from and told vendors that if they could guess the country flag, I'd buy something. It became a fun distraction. The country my dad is from by looking at this, and he guessed
Senegal.
Senegal. So I came to a store to buy.
Mama Africa.
Senegal.
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 This is the Africa. Senegal.
Yes.
Number one Egypt. You're together.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. So as for the boats that pull up to your cruise, they literally toss their goods up to your balcony. A lot of people are turned off by this, but if you go in expecting it, it helps to lessen the annoyance. They're just trying to make a living. That said, haggling is expected. Don't take the first price offered. There's an art and balance to this. And speaking of money, you might have to pay to use some restrooms, even at some tourist sites, so keep small bills handy. You'll likely be expected to tip your driver, your tour guide, the person fanning you at the temple when you look like you're about to pass out, or the person who just offers to take your picture. Just work tipping into your budget. We can't talk about culture without mentioning the food, and it was amazing. Just full of flavor and perfectly cooked. From eating Egyptian shawarma after visiting the pyramids, to pulling over for fresh sugarcane juice. So definitely try the local food. I was really impressed. That said, I rarely try American fast food abroad, but after loving the KFC in Jamaica, I had to try it in Egypt, and let me tell you, it was the best KFC I've had yet.
Uh-oh. Hot. It's hot. This is good. It's better than the USA. I have to go back to Jamaica and try theirs again. I feel like this might be spicier.
I also got addicted to these croissants that were given out for breakfast during our early morning ride to Abu Simbel. I ended up buying more for the rest of my trip and found them again in Jordan. Winning! Don't drink the tap water. Stick to bottled water and pack something like Imodium or activated charcoal just in case. At the time of this recording, $1 US was about 48.4 Egyptian pounds. Credit cards are accepted even at some street stalls, but it's smart to carry small bills for street food, souvenirs, or tips. Some major tourist attractions only accept cards, so it's best to have both cash and a card with you at all times. So here are some things you should consider packing. A refillable water bottle, electrolyte packets, toilet paper or wipes, a power bank, a scarf for the sun or mosque visits, hand sanitizer, a sun visor or hat, lip balm with SPF, sunscreen, a portable fan, and a pen to fill out the arrival form. And for the love of your feet, bring your most comfortable shoes. Sneakers, sandals, whatever works for you. You'll thank me later. My feet hated me by the end of this trip. I felt completely safe in Egypt. I wasn't watching over my shoulder and even took a short walk at night in a Nubian village without feeling nervous. Safety can vary though. For example, I wouldn't have felt safe crossing the street in Cairo. It looked like a real-life game of Frogger. And watch out for the horses, buggies, and camels, especially in the tourist areas. One might come out of nowhere. Most hotels have security checks at the entrance. Guards will inspect your vehicles. You'll pass through metal detectors, and bags are scanned. I felt both safe out and about and inside the hotels. That said, always use common sense. Don't follow anyone who says they want to show you something, no matter how friendly they seem. Egypt uses Type C, 2 round pins, the Euro plug, and Type F, 2 round pins with side grounding clips. Most modern outlets here accept both types. Egypt is in the Eastern Time Zone. Standard Time, UTC plus 2 hours. Example, when it's 12 noon in London, it's 2 p.m. in Cairo. Egypt reintroduced daylight savings time in 2023, so clocks move 1 hour ahead during the summer months. If you have mobility issues, this is a trip you really have to plan step by step, no pun intended. Teehee! Touring Egypt requires a lot of walking, getting in and out of vans or buses, and navigating uneven ground. At the pyramids, there are buses to take you around, and they have seating at the bus stops. And I was happy to see designated wheelchair spaces on the buses. That said, my Nile River cruise was not accessibility friendly. All the rooms were on the second or third floors, there were no elevators, and the dining area required going down a flight of stairs, and the pool deck was on the top floor.
So there's no railing on either side until you get down the first landing.
Also, they parallel park the boats, so you might have to walk through 2 or 3 ships to get to yours. The new museum in Cairo, however, has made an effort to be more accessible, which was nice to see. My friend over at Black Girl Wanderlust recorded this footage for me.
Filming for my girl at Broadability out in the Grand Egyptian Museum. First place I've seen elevator or a large escalator that holds wheelchairs to go up. That way you can get through the museum past the grand staircase. Here is another chairlift, and so these are on every level. Escalator is on the far side, and then once you're on the level, you're able to wheel yourself right off.
No drones in Egypt. I didn't even attempt to bring mine in. I've heard they'll confiscate it at the airport, and while you might get it back when you leave, it just wasn't worth the risk to me. Egypt was one of the most physically intense trips I've ever taken, but it was also one of my favorite countries to visit. It's a place where planning ahead truly makes all of the difference. So stay tuned for more from our Egypt series, including our Nile River cruise, Egypt behind the pyramids, and more. I want to give a special shout out to all the channel members and those who have donated via Buy Me a Coffee and PayPal. Thank you so much. Your support means more than you will ever know. Until the next adventure, watch this one up next, and remember, the world is yours. You just have to find your place in it.